Hey guys, it's Mr. King here, aka Coach King, coming to you from my kitchen here at what we like to call King's Landing. Little Game of Thrones reference, but unfortunately, we weren't able to actually start our fishing club over at Ike. We had a really cool name. We were going to call it Casting Cougars. We're going to talk about one of my favorite outdoor things to do, which is fishing. I know everybody's kind of at home right now, kind of feeling stuck, but they still want you guys to get out, take walks, use those nature trails. And one of the things you can do outdoors that involves social distancing, but is a lot of fun, is fishing. And so today I just want to give you guys just a couple of baits that you can use. There's a lot of natural water around the city of Norman. I know a lot of neighborhoods around Ike. You've got the Lions Park, which is a great home fishing spot. Has a lot of different types of fish in it. The Hall Park ponds, I fished those since I was a little kid. A friend of mine who fishes around town like I do told me they were packed just a few days ago with 4 to 5 guys out there around the pond fishing. So it's a great time. We're kind of towards the end of the spawn for largemouth bass. And so then you'll start to see some of the other fish spawning here a little bit later, and some already did in the earlier part of March. So just to go over a few of the baits that you're going to be able to get at your local Walmart or Academy. If you aren't, if you're not wanting to get out, but you still want to get this stuff, you can go basspro.com, cabela's.com, Academy. One of the best websites to get fishing gear from is called tacklewarehouse.com. We use it a lot here at our house. And then there are some great local bait makers around Oklahoma if you really want to dive into Google and find out who those guys are. But let's talk about a couple of baits. All right, so let's talk about a few of the baits that you can use, ways to rig them when you go out there. So we'll start with the hard baits first. The first one is going to be what we call rattle trap. This is a little bit of this is a baby trap. Over here in my box here, I've got 2 bigger versions of the rattle trap for the larger fish, but the baby trap is great for most of your pond fish. You're gonna catch anything from crappie, sunfish, bass. We've been catching catfish on these lately. A lot of fun to catch on a little bitty lure. Then we've got what we call a bladed jig. And these, some folks call them chatterbaits. Some folks like me, we call them bladed jigs. And these are super fun to fish. You can fish them fast. You're gonna just cast, reel it in at a nice speed, cast, reel it in at a nice speed. Catch a lot of good fish. We've got a little swimming minnow attached to the back, so it's got a swimming minnow trailer on the back. Super cool bait to use when you're just kind of milling around a pond, fishing around some brush and that type of thing. Now we're gonna move to our plastic baits. So these two are a little bit the same. This is gonna be a Berkeley Power Bait General. This is gonna be a Z-Man Bang Stick. So they kind of mimic each other. They're both 6-inch plastics. The main difference is this Z-Man's got a little bit of a tail on it, okay? The General doesn't have a tail. It's a stick bait, which is kind of what we call it. But this bait here can be fished a number of ways. We've got just a ringtail worm here, tried and true way to catch big fish. You can rig that Texas style, weightless Texas style. You can Carolina rig it. We'll talk about those here in a second. This is going to be a hog This is another plastic style. It's in between. It's kind of a creature bait, so it's in between, kind of mimicking a crawfish. It can mimic a bass. You could rig it several different ways. But another good bait to just kind of throw out. Work slow, kind of like these and the other two kind of stick baits. We've got a shad type bait here. This is going to be kind of a plastic jerk bait, so you're going to kind of work this bait through the water. But again, you know, you're going to kind of, you can really dial it in on those fish with a lot of these plastics. And then last but not least, there's going to be a finesse worm. In my experience, fishing around here, finesse worms are good because you can fish it so many different ways. I can fish it fast. I can fish it super slow. I can weight it. I can leave it unweighted. I can rig this bait Carolina rig style, and it's gonna fall really slow. I can rig this wacky rig style. That's my dishwasher because I still have to do my chores like you guys while we're on quarantine. But this is a robo worm. I mean, they're about $3 a pack. You get 10 of them. They last a long time. I know just the other day, we went out and I caught 20 fish on the same worm. It's pretty beat up, but I did do that. So let's talk about a couple ways real quick you can rig some of these baits. So the first way, for just the shad baits, you can just take just a regular wide gap worm hook. You're gonna take it through the nose, you're gonna twist it, okay? There's gonna be a little slot underneath the belly, okay? I'm gonna take that hook, go through that little slot back in the belly, and then pull it tight. There's no line on this, so it's gonna be hard for the hook to kind of stay in there. But if I had line on there, it would kind of sit like that, look like so. We're just gonna work that through the water. So that's how we work the shad type bait. If we're gonna Texas rig, say this general, it's gonna be the same. We're just gonna go through the tip of the worm, work it, slide it up, get it up and over the hook, and then just bring the body back through the hook, okay? Slide it down. It's gonna work like that, okay? So it's gonna appear that there's no hook in that at all. As it falls, it's gonna fall like this. That tail's got a ton of action on it. When the fish bites it, they're gonna clamp down. That hook will be exposed. We'll set the hook. We'll catch us a fish. Couple of things. So on this, and this is actually my spin cast setup. I don't know if you guys can see that. I actually just went and picked my daughter up a new spin cast setup. It's $24 at Academy, comes with a warranty. Really cool. So this is the finesse worm that we talked about, but now we've gotten just a nice little wide gap circle hook, and this is how you rig that wacky style. This is just a weightless wacky rig. If you really want to get in depth, you can weight this wacky rig several different ways, but for you guys, we'll just talk about weightless. Notice the action that worm has there. If I wanted to take, say, this bang stick, fish it wacky rig style, I'm just gonna pierce the center of that, and it's gonna look like this in the water. It's gonna have even more action once it gets into the water. Just fish it slow, pick it up, let it fall, pick it up, let it fall. Gonna be super easy, super cool way. We wacky rig fish a lot around here in our ponds and in our neighborhood. And then here I've got another wacky rig set up with a general on it, with a bait caster set up. This setup's got a little bit more weight to it. We also have an O-ring in the middle. But again, same premise as the other. This one's just gonna sink a little bit faster. I'm gonna be able to cast it a little further. And then something that's really cool to do with those shad baits is rig it up on an underspin. Okay, so we take the shad bait like we had here, we rig it up on an underspin, so it's kind of like a spinner bait, but it's called an underspin. and that blade is underneath the bait, and we rig that up. It's another bait that I can fish kind of fast, kind of like a chatterbait, kind of like a rattle trap. So I'm gonna throw it out and then just reel it with a good rhythm, good speed coming back, not too fast because we do want the fish to grab it and catch hold. But these are just a few types of baits that you can go to the store, pick up, get online, pick up. You're gonna want the nice little circle hooks. You can also get them weedless wide gap hooks, and they'll tell you on some of the baits. I know a lot of like the General from Berkeley, they actually tell you what hook to get for the bait. But you can either get the wide gap worm hooks. They work really good for several different types of baits, and they look like that. Or you can get our circle hooks, which look like that. But I hope you guys do take this time to get into fishing. It's a great way to get out, get some sun. I know it's been raining the last couple of days, but the weather's going to be good here for a little while. And get out there and catch some fish. I mean, they're there. You know, always exercise the caution and social distancing. And plus, when you're fishing, nobody wants you fishing right next to them anyways. But I hope you guys get out. I hope you guys are doing well. I know the teachers are all missing you guys, and so am I. But I hope that I catch some of you guys out fishing here over the next few weeks. So if you got any questions, feel free to let us know. You can email myself or Miss Gibbons or any one of the staff. They can get a hold of me, and I'll love to answer any questions you guys have about fishing. Hopefully, this won't be the only video I send you guys. In the next one, we'll kind of talk about knot tying and stuff like that. In the meantime, you guys can Google types of fishing knots, how to tie them, practice that, and then hopefully we get some postings on the school Facebook, or just email to your teachers pictures of some of the fish you guys catch. So I wish you guys the best of luck, and we'll all get through this together, and hopefully we'll hashtag fish through it. So I know that's a big hashtag going around right now in the fishing community. So hashtag fish through it. Love you guys. Go Cougs.